From a young age, we've been fed a simple, almost fairy tale idea of progress. Work at something every day, and you'll keep improving. We were told that studying regularly would make us smarter, exercising daily would make us stronger, and hard work would inevitably produce results. It's a comforting image, a straight upward line from where you are now to your ultimate goal. But this belief has a significant flaw. Growth, in reality, isn't linear. Anyone who has tried to develop a new skill knows the truth. The path to progress looks more like a winding trail, where brief bursts of improvement alternate with long periods of stagnation, those so-called plateaus. And it's within those plateaus, those seemingly unproductive stretches of time, that real growth takes place. The illusion of linear progress. Picture climbing a towering mountain. At first, you're full of energy and excitement, and each step visibly brings you closer to the peak. But then the landscape changes. The slope flattens, and progress slows to a crawl. You're on a plateau. It's frustrating. It feels like you're no longer advancing. This plateau is where most people give up. I'm not improving, they think. Maybe this isn't for me. But the truth is, plateaus are a necessary part of growth. They're periods of consolidation, where your body and mind adapt and prepare for the next leap forward. Lesson 1. The plateau as a foundation for growth. It's estimated that nearly 95% of the learning process happens during these plateaus. These stretches of stagnation are like planting a seed in the soil. Nothing seems to change on the surface, but beneath it, roots are growing stronger, preparing the plant to emerge and thrive. Real-life example. Consider someone starting a fitness program. In the first few weeks, results are encouraging. Muscles start to tone, weight drops, and endurance improves. But soon, the plateau arrives. The scale stops moving, progress slows, and motivation fades. This is where most people quit. However, those who stick with it realize that the plateau is only a phase. The body is adapting, strengthening itself to push further in the future. Lesson 2. The obsession with quick fixes. We live in a world that glorifies speed. Everything has to be immediate, instant money, quick results, overnight success. We're surrounded by ads promising miracles in no time. Lose 20 pounds in 7 days with this magic formula. Become a millionaire in a month with our program. Master any skill in 24 hours. This obsession with quick fixes has made us impatient. We want results, but we don't want to embrace the process. The truth is, real growth doesn't work that way. It's a slow and sometimes boring process built on repetition and patience. A musician doesn't master an instrument after a few lessons. They spend years repeating the same scales until the movements become automatic and the music flows effortlessly. The transformation happens when the skill becomes a natural part of who you are. Lesson 3. 3 mindsets that prevent growth. There are 3 common attitudes that often block progress. 1. The dabbler. The dabbler loves the excitement of starting something new. Every new project feels like an adventure, but the moment they hit a plateau, their enthusiasm fades. Instead of pushing through, they quit and move on to the next shiny thing. This cycle repeats endlessly, leaving behind a trail of unfinished projects and abandoned goals. Metaphor. The dabbler is like a traveler who sets out on a journey but turns back at the first obstacle, never discovering the beauty beyond the hill. 2. The obsessive. The obsessive is the opposite of the dabbler. They're focused solely on results and want them fast. When they hit a plateau, they double their efforts, ignoring fatigue and pushing themselves to the brink. While this may produce short-term gains, it eventually leads to burnout. Unable to sustain their pace, they give up. Metaphor. The obsessive is like a runner who charges up a steep hill at full speed, only to collapse halfway up, not realizing that pacing themselves would have carried them to the top. 3. The hacker. The hacker is content with mediocrity. They make initial progress but stop trying when they hit a plateau. Settling for good enough, they avoid the hard work necessary to move to the next level. Metaphor. The hacker is like a swimmer who reaches the first buoy and decides to stop, never challenging themselves to cross the full distance. Lesson 4. The hidden force of homeostasis. Homeostasis is the natural tendency, biological and psychological, to resist change. It's the force that keeps us tied to our old habits, even when they no longer serve us. It's like an invisible rubber band pulling us back to what feels normal. A practical example. Imagine someone who has been sedentary for 20 years. For their body and mind, inactivity has become the status quo. When they start exercising, the initial experience is far from pleasant. Fatigue, muscle soreness, and even mild anxiety. These signals are homeostasis kicking in, trying to drag the body back to its old routine. This resistance is deeply rooted in human biology. Thousands of years ago, conserving energy was critical for survival. Our bodies adapted to avoid unnecessary exertion, interpreting new physical demands as threats to equilibrium. Lesson 5. Overcoming homeostasis. To overcome this resistance, follow these 3 practical strategies. 1. Recognize the signals. Discomfort is part of the process. It's proof that change is happening. 2. Accept the difficulty. Don't fight the resistance. Work with it. Slow down if you need to, but keep moving forward. 3. Build support. Surround yourself with people who understand your journey and can encourage you when things get tough. Whether it's friends, mentors, or online communities, support can make all the difference. Lesson 6. Common challenges on the path to growth. The road to improvement is filled with obstacles. Blind consistency, repeating mistakes without learning from them. Perfectionism. Expecting perfection from the start is a recipe for frustration. Reliance on rewards. Focusing only on external validation robs the process of its true joy. Lesson 7. Finding value in the in-between moments. Many people treat the time between milestones as meaningless, but life happens in those in-between moments. Growth is the same way. Plateaus aren't breaks. They're where the real training happens. Lesson 8. Consistency without recognition. The most inspiring example is that of those who work with love and dedication, even without public recognition or applause. True growth is learning to love the process itself, regardless of who's watching. Conclusion. Growth isn't a destination, it's a way of life. It's about embracing the process, enduring the plateaus, and finding joy in every step of the journey. I would love to hear what you think in the comments below. Subscribe to the channel and activate the bell so you don't miss any content, and thanks for watching this video.